I tell your friend to
I already
hold
have
on a
like
second.
5 melee. Do we just want all range DPS from here on?
I think that'd be ideal, but beggars can't be choosers.
I know.
Phil, I don't think, does anyone have Phil on battle tag so we can get him in?
Someone just had me.
I'm probably gonna. Phew, never mind.
So my logs were basically fucked from this morning. I don't know why.
You guys didn't want to play with the set bonuses? Or
Set-
do they
set-
put the
They
set
put-
bonuses on the PvP server yet?
Yes,
Yeah.
they have.
They're here.
No. No. Well,
Is
Good luck,
that
everyone's
Ulrich?
tier gear.
That was not Ulrich.
That was me.
This
Oh.
druid is a resto druid. Air.
Are you sick? I don't even know who that is.
What do I?
I have a warlock and a feral druid if we want.
Works for me. Well, actually, what do we need at now? That is that bear person inviting anyone? We've got.
Said he had
people-
friends coming, but he hasn't invited anybody.
The priest healer said he's not going to come, but the rogue's still coming. That's the only other person I have coming.
I think Vestman
Okay.
can tank too, so if we need a tank.
We do need a
Everybody's
tank, yeah.
Yeah, tell Vestman to tank.
Okay, so we have a rogue coming, and then we need one more person, and we're good to go.
I'm really curious to see if they nerf the poo-poo platter out of the boat.
I'm sure they
Probably.
did, but what I'm more looking to see is if the debuffs are actually working properly.
If the debuffs, yeah.
I mean,
haven't been
They nerfed a lot of Beast Lord's abilities that made the fight undoable, really, so...
Well, one thing too was that the blood boat couldn't even do because the ad had 10 million HP,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and 3 DPS and a
Oh.
tank can't do that.
Never mind, I'm sorry. Coco said I agree. The shaman is the rogue. He's just playing a shaman on the stats, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, he's over here, so we need 2 more.
Okay.
My bad.
The Ravager, though.
I think I went the wrong way. So
No, you didn't.
is it right or left?
You
Oh, I
go
didn't.
this way.
Oh yeah, the turn's up there, I remember now.
And you just drop down.
Yep.
HP looks the same, 144 mil.
Probably their damage done has been severely lowered.
Do you want to test the debuff strat and the tornado tanking?
Which strat's that?
It was an experiment that I was told by a friend of mine. I'm not going to say who I got the strategy from. We can test it, but it won't discredit who actually made it. It's just to gain the tornado debuff mechanic to go on one person and one person only ever.
I mean, if that's possible, yeah, let's do that.
You just have to start the fight with every single person in the raid spread out around the room, 8 yards from everyone else. Basically in the outside square that we can stand in without aggroing them. And hopefully it goes to a ranged or a healer, and they have basically no one can be 8 yards around that person the entire fight, and the tornadoes will always be bouncing around back and between that person forever. If it's a melee for testing purposes, then just stand there and don't die. Every time that she blinks away, though, that person needs to either have personal cooldowns or exterior cooldowns pop, because they do take 400% additional damage from the schmack, which is like 400k damage or 500k damage, somewhere in there.
Yeah, we can give that a whirl, see if it works.
It's just to see if tornadoes can still be gamed that way, or if she keeps picking other targets and she doesn't actually pick the same person over and over and over again. Because that basically eliminates the need to worry about her debuff. The problem is, though, you have to then, it's a convoluted way of resetting other people's debuffs with the blood debuff, and having a blood debuff chain of people that go get the other debuff to then remove the other debuff. So,
I believe the Dungeon Journal says now that that's back to being a tank mechanic, so I'm not really sure.
right.
It definitely wasn't working that way last time.
Nope. I mean, Blade Dash is still under the damage dealer section. It says Blade Dash can be deadly, avoid standing close to other players if you are battling Sorka.
Yeah, that kind of almost makes it sound like that we can just throw her in the opposite corner and that she won't really be a problem, but we'll try the spreading out thing first.
I just want to see if she'll pick the same target over and over again. That's the only reason why this test even happens. Is you test to see if the targeting system is the same.
Correct. Do we have one more person?
I said you had a rogue coming.
I was told by some, again, don't want to give away sources, but by somebody who's fairly reputable that the Horsemen strat is not the correct way to do it, so... If we're still having trouble, like, and we're not really finding anything that works, we can give it a whirl, but I would expect it to be something else.
Wait a minute, did they remove an ability on Sorka? She lost an ability.
Which one?
I don't see any of the mythic abilities on here.
They only have 3 abilities now.
Yeah, I don't know if the journal's wrong or they just took out the mythic abilities.
Sorka doesn't have the Scorpion get over here. Wait, yes she does. No, she doesn't. She doesn't have the get over here anymore. That's gone.
Yeah, I think they took out the added mythic abilities.
Oh, this is just a bug. Because Sorka now only has the ambush, and the poop that becomes more poop that becomes poop. She also gains the poop at 30 Iron Fury, not 25, yeah. And Dark Hunt is at 100 Iron Fury. So they nerfed Sorka. Yep, they nerfed it in general. They took away an ability. Now, yep, because now the Blood boss doesn't have the Blood Axe is gone. So the Blood Axe is gone, and the Ambush is gone. Unless the dungeon was wrong.
Alright, I think we have one more that should be coming in a couple of minutes anyway, so it shouldn't be the biggest issue. This one, down 1 DPS. Can you text Gengar Atrox and see where he's at?
Oh, yeah, I actually just tested him.
Alright.
However, Garen is not nerfed. She still has 4 abilities.
Yeah. Alright, let's just start pulling. Let's spread out. We'll try this first. You say just stay put until the first Blade Rush goes out?
So, basically, everyone just stands out around the room in the giant three points of the square that we can get. You want to... If you can... Everyone needs to be 8 yards apart from everybody, so she doesn't jump to someone else. And you just stand there, you just pull Sorka right to the wall, right in the middle where she stood, and you want to get her to jump to one person. And then if one person gets the Sorka's whatever debuff, the Sorka's prey, then you can engage the boss. And essentially, if no one else ever stays around that first target, she'll always only ever jump to that target.
Alright, so everyone spread out 8 yards. So you can come back a little back towards me. Good, good, good.
If it's a melee, just don't engage the boss. It's just for testing to see the debuff.
Eight yards, guys. We got some people who are too close. Is that corner over by Atrox good? Or are they too bunched too tightly? Nope, somebody DC'd. But arrows just start pulling anyway, once we get everyone.
Once the one person gets the debuff done correctly, then you can just like stand against a wall somewhere and not by anyone else. You don't have to stand where you get hit by it. Just that you don't move near people.
Is Vespin the other tank?
Yeah, I need summoned.
Summon the bear!
And which one should I tank, and where would you like me to tank them? I haven't tested this fight before.
Take him in the middle, I guess, to start.
Okay.
You can take. I don't remember. I don't think which one of them is like not really. It's got an aggro table, but it's not really a tank thing.
Garon isn't tank. Garon isn't tank.
Does have a threat table, but yeah.
Yeah, she just picks people and shoots in the face.
So Shira, you can take Marek, and Vespin, you can take Sorka.
Okay.
And DPS should be on Sorka first, and then we need to have Sorka group, but I guess we're going to test the debuff first, so I guess...
Yeah.
Sorka should be a plate healer, preferably, if we have a Holy Pally. And which we... Do we?
No.
No. So the next best would probably be a Mistweaver then.
Alright, that's swaggle. You're talking about going up for the boat?
For the first boat should be, yeah, three huge DPS cleavy melee, the tank that was on Sorka, and one healer. And you just stack up on the extra boss, and you AoE and stun down the ads.
Alright, so going up we'll do me, Bay, Krista, MB, you can come up.
Okay.
What's up?
Well, it's not the damage intake, it's that they don't have any CC. And monks can stun. Mistweaver monk can stun just while they heal. Paladin's the best because they can single stun themselves, so if they get fixated.
Can I get a summon?
For testing purposes, we were lusting on the pull, but we have to wait for the first blade rush to go out before you engage the boss, really, so...
Yeah.
Plus, actually, I think during progression kills will be done when you port one over to the boat and you're killing one of them while you're only doing 2 ability sets.
Where do you guys want me to sort them?
I mean, you can put him kind of near Marek. We'll just cleave him to start.
This is pretty insane if they really nerf the fight this much. I would assume that the abilities are probably really strong, though.
We're starting with Sorka again?
Sorka. Well, she's the easiest one to take away. So if you don't start with her first, you'll get 9 tornadoes on the field, or like 7 before she goes up.
Yeah, just be careful, melee. Whoever gets that first blade rush, then make sure you're like not where the melee is standing, so that it won't rush you them. Alright, Shira, you can go ahead and count it down. Remember, everyone stay put at 8 yards until the first blade rush goes out. Where you're standing right now.
Pulling
and if you
5,
get that blade rush, just stand
4,
still.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, this is just the debuff test. And Blood Ritual's on me. Has she? Oh, she Blade Rushed already, so okay.
Alright, we can go in now. Who was that Blade Rush on?
Who's the
on
debuff
Kristen.
on?
The Blade Rush was on me.
Alright, just stay out there.
Did the Blade Rush person die?
No, I'm out here.
Alright, so it's not working.
Yep, it doesn't say that she... Oh, yep, they totally nerfed it. Alright, it does stupid damage, but... Yeah, Sorka's Prey, there's no longer the picks a target more often thing. I'm kind of scared they nerfed the crap out of this fight. So yeah, now you can just pull normally and just, tornadoes are basically a random element.
Okay, basically we're gonna have the range stay on the side of the room that we walk in, then melee will be behind so the Blade Rushes are not coming to us. Tanks intercept the blood thing, that red line that's out right now, you guys need to intercept that.
They made mines a lot easier too.
Wow. They don't even blow up it remotely
That's so
at the same time.
slow.
Yeah,
Oh, there they go.
there's big markers now where you get to see where the safe spots will be.
Yeah,
I thought you could see that before.
you could see it before, but the bombs would explode
Yeah.
like right after you see the animation.
It happened a lot quicker.
It looks like they've delayed the animation by almost a full second, yeah. So you
Yeah,
can see where the safe zone is.
There was not a very big grace period between the safe spots and the actual bombs.
I mean, just because the changes, this fight doesn't look any much easier because you're still going to deal with a whole lot of crap at the same time. But it looks like their Iron Fury abilities are just 30 and 100 instead of 25, 50, 75. Yeah, because Garan gains penetrating shot at 30 and then turret at 100. So that's basically the softened range is 100 Fury now.
To soak the blood ritual, do you stand next to the person who's affected by it?
It's like a missile. You stand between it and the targeted person.
You stand in
so-
the line thingy.
You gotta stand in the line, but it still seem to kill the person it was affecting.
No, as long as you intercept it, it'll
Okay.
do a shadow AoE thingy to everyone behind you.
Alright.
Yeah, the crystallized blood is the huge tank soak. The AoE happens regardless.
Yep,
But it's a cone off of the
It's-
direction she's hitting.
It's a physical nuke on you, and then everyone else is shadow.
Now the thing is, of course, that that's why you have to have different soakers still. I think to some degree, we were gaming it before, and we were noticing that if you were not within melee range when you took the missile, you didn't take the debuff. So I don't know, because taking multiple crystallized bloods mean that after the first one, the next one is going to do 400% more damage to you, which is like 2 million damage.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. It picks the target randomly though.
Yes.
So as long as they took out that thing where once you get hit, you're the preferred target, that should work pretty fine.
Correct. It looks like they did.
Yeah. Oh, looks like we got somebody else coming in.
He just DC'd, he's like logging back in right now.
Alright, we'll drop him. Alright, sure, you can go ahead and count it down. We'll start on Sorka. Remember, ranged on the side of the room we're on now, melee be behind her on the other side of the room.
Rolling in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There's the first round.
Dashing.
Oh.
Don't stay on the tornado. So she'll dash, and it looks like she hits multiple people still, like she did, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of bad positioning. I don't like the middle is not good.
No, we're not gonna be able to do that. We still need to clear the debuffs though. We can still do that, right?
Haven't tested. I died to the second dash.
Yeah. I think we still need to do that.
You mean the people who get hit by Blade Rush? So the,
Yeah.
That's
Melee
I
got-
think that is the intended mechanic, is that basically as long as you're spread out enough, when she blade dashes, you'll get 2 or 3 people that have the debuff for the blade dash, and what you do is you have to soak the next blood ritual.
Right, the tank still intercepts it, but those people soak the excess hits, I guess?
Well, you take the excess hits, so you take the blood ritual AoE, the shadow AoE for like 180k, or whatever, and then it removes your blade dash debuff. And then you get the blood ritual debuff, so you don't soak blood ritual again, but you can take a hit from blade dash and not get one shot. It's the back and forth. That's why like you have to have. I would suggest that it was two melee groups and 2 range groups, 2 range healers. So that like if one range group is targeted by the tornado, then they know they have to stand and make sure they get hit by the AoE. But the other range group can't take the AoE because they don't want the debuff yet. It's you're reacting to the blade dash debuff, not the blood ritual one.
Correct. You react to it by standing in the red line. Behind the tank, but still
behind
in
the
the
tank,
line.
yes.
Yep. I got killed by Blade Rush then, so I'm gonna have to try and clear my debuff if melee gets selected. Because when she targets a melee for all the Blade Rush, we all get hit.
I don't think she does target melee for Blade Rush.
No,
totally.
I died
Yep,
to
totally.
it.
I died to it too. Yeah, whenever she blade rushes, she like blinks 4 times or whatever. She basically killing sprees.
Yeah, to everyone around the target, so when she picks melee, the tank will also get it. And then I have to clear it or she'll kill me the next time. I don't know how we want to do that, because the way you guys make it sound is we're not pointing the blood towards people, we're having people run towards the blood explosion.
You can't point her anyway. She picks a random person in the room.
Yeah, but that person can point it. That's what I'm saying.
Right. But it's like, it should work that you have melee group, range group. So you have, your 3 hands on the clock, 12, 3, and 6 or whatever. And if she turns and faces 3, and you have the blade rush debuff, you gotta run to make sure you're in front of 3. But if you have the blood debuff of right now, you can't be at 3 o'clock. Or, whatever. So basically, if you have blade dash, you want to get hit by blood.
After the tank does, yeah. Alright, go ahead and count it down.
Hey, stats.
Pulling in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We should be taking them against this back wall where they stood against originally. We don't want to be in the middle of the room, yeah.
Alright.
Dash going on melee. Oh, me again? Weird. So taking multiple rituals will just reset your debuff, but it won't kill you if you're taking the AoE.
Rapid fire! Too slow.
Dashing. Yeah, that's pretty much the only mechanic. If you have blade dash, you want to be behind the tank to soak blood ritual. If you have blood ritual, you don't want to be anywhere near where the line's gonna hit for the current blood rituals. That's pretty it. That's all that's happening in this first phase. Again, melee clump and 2 range clumps, A and B. Looks like I'll handle it pretty easily.
I'm wondering if it wouldn't be better to split DPS too and not have the melee on this dude, on Sorka.
Well, the strats I've always seen is sending out Sorka first, because her boat is the easiest to get done and get people back.
Well, hopefully the boat tuning's changed a bit.
Well, right. I mean, for the Sorka boat, that's the Shattered Hand boat. That's, you know, three cleavy melee tank and a healer. For the Blood boat, the Bleeding Hollow boat, you want to send up 3 ranged, a healer, and a tank, because that's the blood poop debuff, moving all the time garbage. And you can't melee on that boat because then your tank will run out of room, and there's too much stuff for melee to stand around. So, and then Garan is the Shattered Hand, not Shattered Hand. What is it called?
Blackrock.
Blackrock, yeah, and she's got the add and the healer that spawns. So that's surely just like, you can either do ranged or melee for that one, obviously, as long as you have interrupt rotation on the healer.
Alright, who's swapping out for Coco? Who was the person that came in when they DC'd? Didn't we have an extra spot even when he was in?
I think so. I invited slightly when we had 19.
I believe we brought in Chatty when we swapped Cocoa Butters out.
Ooh. Oh, this guy knows Mastrios, now he has to come in.
You guys know
Mastrios
Mastrios?
went to his guild, dude.
Wait,
Mastrios
is Mastrios in here?
Oh my god,
No, he's not in here.
I don't have words.
God bless. All hail Mastrios, the king, the true king.
Alright, so who do we need to switch then for Coco? Who was the last person in?
Chatty.
What group?
2.
Oh, okay, I see. Alright, I'm gonna drop group 5 for right now.
Yeah, he died because he couldn't target a parasite on Paragons. And he was all mad
Mastrios?
about it. Yes.
Are you shit talking Mastrios
We
right now? Can
played
you please show some
Wildstar.
respect?
I don't even know what to say about it.
I think Stats and I'm good.
He was also the only person in our entire heroic garage
I'm not
progression that dropped a weapon in the wrong spot. Like, he was standing in melee, but he was just too far out of melee range, and the weapon got dropped on the melee because of it.
I think the guy's
Mastrios-
diagnosed with something, to be honest.
Mastrios swears that he's not bad at the game, you guys. Mastrios swears he's not bad.
How old did he tell you guys he was, by the way?
I think
15,
he said
16?
17.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he told us he was
17.
16, but he was like really 14 or something
Yeah.
like that.
So you're gonna set up 2 range groups. They should be
Group 3 and Group 2.
20 yards apart, I think.
We actually don't have 2 full range groups, so Bear, just ignore that, I guess.
Sure.
But
Well,
other than
it's
him, Group 2
Range,
and
range
Group
and
2.
healers basically is each
Oh,
group.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
You want to split up your healers, split up your range in 2 different groups, so that if you, say, if you're in Group A range, it targets you twice in a row for the blood ritual, but it's on the one person that's targeted should just move out of the group.
So we didn't
So
take it by
that-
the wall, so we just want groups like something like this.
Sort of like 10 and 2 on the clock. If they're 6 p.m. Yeah, something like that.
Alright. So Group 2, you'll be red. Group 3, you'll be blue. Pris red. Air red. Silly and Swaggle blue.
That means you shouldn't tank Marok directly against the ropes because you might have problems when she targets melee. You want to make sure she's around, like, I guess where the hunter trap is right now, so you can easily see where she pivots.
Okay.
Alright, and so when we have the blood ritual, we're basically running to the middle of these 2 marks.
Well, no, like if blue hasn't been targeted yet, just eat it. It's fine. If red hasn't been targeted yet, just eat it. It's fine. But if she targets blue and then blue again, the person that's targeted should run out of the room. Well, either or. You can go on either or side. The thought of this is too is that during this time, Sorka will be bouncing to your group and hitting you all with Blade Rush, starting a tornado that you have to move and avoid. But it'll also reset your Blood Ritual debuff. But the Blood Ritual debuff now actually only lasts for a minute, not 4 minutes. This might also be devalued as well. Now the Sorka's Prey lasts for 4 minutes though.
Yeah, that's the one we need to clear.
You need to make sure you clear her debuff to not be gibbed by her killing spree.
Have we talked about how we want to deal with tornadoes?
Just avoid them. There's no other way. There's no way to game them anymore. You can't make them target a certain person.
Well, I know that. I'm just saying, do you want me to just go in a circle around the room? Because once the tornado gets dropped, it's not going away for a bit.
Well, I mean, the group retroactively has to move around the room, but you kind of want to keep that the range groups are 10 and 2 on the clock, where the bosses are 6 p.m.
Yeah, the only thing about that, though, is that the tornadoes, like, say Blue gets hit with Blade Rush, there's going to be the tornadoes are just going to go between the boss and Blue, like, constantly. So you
all you
take a step
do
back,
is sidestep it. Yeah, you step back or sidestep to right or left. Yeah. That's really all you got to do. Tornadoes are a direct line back and forth between her path to her first target. And melee have to move if they target her. We just got to move along the wall a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, we'll start everyone on Sorka again. See if this makes us survive a little bit longer. If Melee's still getting raped, though, we'll switch to Merrick. I'd like to see this boat phase, though.
Yep, there are 3, and they're all the same each time you do them. Based on HP, you're going to have to do 9-ish boat phases, though, I think, over the course of the fight. 3 each or so.
Alright, you can go ahead and count them down.
Pulling in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Systems to battle. Dead. Too slow. Rapid fire.
Rapid fire person needs to move out of melee if you get targeted with rapid fire. It's the red debuff on your head.
Too slow. Enemy down.
Doesn't say who rapid fire targeted.
No. Garan randomly targets someone with rapid fire. It's a
They get a thing on
right
their
now.
head.
It's a delayed targeting mechanic. She'll shoot once, and then multiple seconds later she will continue to shoot. So you have to lead the bead and not hit anyone else with it.
Well, the melee, if it gets on a melee, the other melee need to get out because the thing is on the ground before it starts shooting.
Well, the one person targeted goes away from melee while melee move forward with the tank.
Yeah.
Can we talk about what exactly was supposed to happen on red?
Red and blue, theoretically, in this strat, is that you stay clumped together. You avoid the tornado that goes to your group if you get targeted, and what happens is that she can only target either a melee or one of the 2 range groups based off of if one group needs to get reset or not. With the Blood Ritual, if you take
Right.
the blade...
Well, we had Sorka's debuff on us because she stepped to us first.
Right.
And then the person with the ritual ran out to the side.
No,
And then the next person with the ritual ran out to the other side.
Should stay still, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
until you have the... that's how you clear the Sorka's buff, by getting
Yeah,
hit
that's
with
what
the
I
Blood Ritual.
thought.
Yeah.
But
Correct. You only want to move away if you have the Blood Ritual debuff already on your side. If she goes blue, then the person needs to move away. But if she's going blue, red, melee, melee, red, blue, whatever, back and forth, it's fine. The only problem is if you don't want to take it twice in a row, because then the AoE is 1,000,000 damage, not 200,000.
Right. Like, say blue gets picked twice, basically then the person who gets the Blood Ritual from blue will run it over to red, so that they take it and clear their buff.
But that is a personal responsibility right now, and unless you have like something targeting who the person is, you need to know that. That's the RNG of this fight, is working the debuffs.
My problem was I'm tanking Sorka where she is right now starting, but we got a Blade Rush. I need to clear it. There was tornadoes blocking the middle where I was trying to go so that I could get in the way of a blood, and there's just tornadoes in the way, and then we died. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to clear the thing with Sorka being near the boss. Or
If
back
melee
there in
get the
general.
if melee get the red beam and we don't already have the red beam debuff, you just eat it. The
But
tanks are eating the intercept. We're eating the AoE.
Right. And if melee gets hit with it, we need to get in the blood ritual as well to clear our Sorka buff.
That's what I'm saying is I need to intercept one, and there was tornadoes blocking the way, so I couldn't get there. Like, it's not only the melee, it's me, so they can't just run off and me stay there.
Correct. Did somebody have somebody else that we could bring in? I guess that person had to head out.
I mean, it's very possible to game this fight too that you could basically have the ranged groups like 10 to 12 yards away from melee on both sides, so you're in a very small triangle. But the fact that you don't want to be within 8 yards because Sorka jumps within 8 yards. So you basically want to make a very small triangle with the bosses and the melee at the top point and both range groups at the bottom points. And all you do is you move that triangle around the room.
Yep.
All staying, again, 10 to 12 yards apart on all sides. That's the other suggestion. Again, it's just mechanically, I guess, demanding because you have to make sure you're not taking 2 of the 6 debuffs at once because you'll die.
Yep, Pris is right too. You can't be loosely stacked. You need to be stacked.
Yeah, I never understood why when you ever talk about stacking strats, ranged and melee, you're always like, I'll be a little bit far away. No, be in their model. Be in the model. That's how it's always been for expansion to expansion to expansion. Be in that ass. Get in Dayani. I mean, come on now. Like,
get the booty.
I wish I was ranged.
Back,
Just respect elemental real quick.
Pulling in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There's a first. Doesn't matter.
That was a melee. Gotta move for the
Any
tornado.
melee who got hit, yeah, move away. Any melee who got hit, make sure you clear on the next one.
See,
That was 2 blood rituals on red.
the second blood ritual target should have moved out.
Yeah, and here's another one on red.
Move to blue.
Yeah, like that's the mechanic. You have to game the blood ritual and the blade dash while avoiding tornadoes and rapid fire. That's all that's happening right now. I mean, the other possibility we're trying to figure out is that no, blood ritual does say all players. Never mind. Because the other problem was that how many rangers do we have? Should we just split in half?
Yeah, there should be 5 people on blue. Did anybody have anybody else who could bring it in? Bring in a friend. We got one open spot. I'm guessing we haven't heard anything from Gengar.
Let's see, I think he texted me. He said, okay, like at 6:14, he said that it'll be on in like 20 minutes. So I don't know where he is, man. He's not really the most reliable person. So
yeah, very true.
My other thought was that you just group up, you have all the ranged and healers together, but the blade dash only hits like 4 people at a time. It doesn't hit an entire group.
What we were doing last time was that we had a loose spread, but the problem with that was that the blood wasn't going anywhere in particular, and people were just constantly getting gibbed by it. We'll try this again. Just make sure you're conscious of when you have the beam. After the first one goes out, the first one, like we said, doesn't really matter.
I just think there's no way There's no way right now, with the way that Sorka targets people, to actually game her debuff either. Because she targets somebody, right? But it's right before she shadow steps, and I don't...
Not unless, I guess, you want to like make 3 ranged groups and then 1 melee group. That's just impractical. Then I mean, you could control how many people in a group get hit at least then. Instead of, you know, having a group of like 6 and...
The issue is that so the blood buff is super easy to like
to
move around the room because you target it, but Sorka randomly picks a person and then blinks to them and then killing sprees.
Yep.
And then blinks back. So you can't make that go back and forth between, you know, red, blue, melee, because what if she picks melee 3 times in a row? And you can't move that melee out to a range group that fast. Unless you rip them out immediately.
Well, maybe... What if we tank Sorka over here so that we're closer to the groups? Or general in closer to like
We're doing the same thing on the other side. Like I said originally, it's you're making a triangle where the lines of the triangle are 12 yards apart from every single of the 3 groups. And you move that triangle around the room. Because you technically also want to drop tornadoes in a very small path, not a 30-yard line. You want to drop them in smaller areas.
I guess my thinking is just easier for melee to clear for over here with Sorka if Marock's on the other side.
I mean, you can raw den the debuff, technically, if you wanted to. You start out with 2 range groups, and then once one range group gets spit on with the blood ritual, you basically have to swap groups, right? Like, you have to know that you need to spit on the other group, not the one that just got spit on.
Yeah, you basically just need to pay attention to who's got what debuffs. You really only need to pay attention to your own group's debuffs, because you know if they don't have it, then you need to go, then you're fine, but if they do have it, you need to go to the other group.
Yeah.
So just pay attention to where the Blade Rush goes.
How long do we have once we're targeted?
With the ritual, I mean, not that long. It's like 3 or 4 seconds, but it's not that short.
Every time she says, duh!
Yeah.
Do we have enough time then to run to the other group?
Well, you're only 10 or 12 yards apart. Yeah, you should be.
Yeah, Dan, you're on blue.
I mean, the raw den version of doing this is that the range and healer group stays stacked, and then each individual person that gets targeted has to run to make sure that the cone hits no one. And then if the next person gets targeted, runs out to make sure, again, the cone hits no one. And you repeat that effect. Alright, to raw den it, but we could try that too.
Pulling in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There's the first
melee.
Here comes Blade. If you got, which group got hit?
It was red.
Alright, get this to red, get behind red, whoever has that's on.
No target for the stupid rapid fire. And the blood ritual went to melee again, so...
Just get out with it. Who has it, blue? Starting to wonder if that 4 Horsemen style approach would actually work. If we just put them on 2 different sides of the room, and then when you get one debuff, when you get the debuff from like Sorka Spray, you run to the other side.
The room is 45 yards across, isn't it?
I'm not sure. Okay, I'll give you assist.
Someone go to the other tether? I think that room is larger than 45 yards, I think. So, me to little is 40, so the room is 50 yards apart. $50 yards squared, so...
So if we went from, like, the corner where the entrance is right here, I'm jumping, to the other corner, that would probably be enough space, right?
I don't understand how that would work for melee, because us running back and forth across the room is, like, really stupid.
Me out.
Would it be the first time they did something like that to us?
And that, I mean, if you're talking about, like, classic WoW with the goddamn Twin Emperors, no, but, like, this isn't Twin Emps, and that was a 120-yard walk, so...
You could put up lock portals, too.
Yeah, but we can't rely on those anymore. You can only use one per person, can only click it once a minute.
I honestly think this should just be raw end. I'm just looking at the room more and more.
Just go out when you have the debuff?
So, like, basically all ranged and healers are on square. And if you get red, you run to red. Period. Just that one person. Just the one person. Every single time she goes, duh!
How are we clearing Sorcerer's Prey then, though?
Well, if we do it that way, like 4 or 5 people who get it have to run to red with the dude who's soaking it and then right behind them.
Correct, yeah.
So the person that's targeted by death goes to red. Everyone that has Blade Rush just runs in front of red or around red or whatever.
Yeah, in between red and the tank, really.
Yeah, that's
and
what
then
my guild did.
Let's do that, yeah.
How do we do with melee then?
What do you mean?
Where do we... I'm confused where we want to tank Sorka when we're doing this.
Same place we've been taking him.
You could take Sorka and Marak right on top of each other, like 12 yards in front of red.
Okay.
The thing is, you have to make sure that you are not in the cone, even though the cone starting point on Marak is really small. You want to make sure that when she cones to red, she's not hitting anyone in that 90 degree in front of her face, except people with Blade Dash.
Blade Rush, there's not really anything to deal with for Blade Rush. You just get hit, and that gives you Sorcerer's Prey, and then when the red goes out, you head over, and you be just in front of red, because that's where the red line is always going to go.
With the person who runs out with red, are we gonna have them soak it, or is the tanks gonna soak it?
The person that takes it,
the tanks have to soak it all the time, and then all of the other people who have the debuff are behind the tanks, and they still get hit with the clonal AoE.
Okay.
Are the tanks getting the debuff?
Yes, I get the debuff. That's what I've been trying to say, babe.
And you're surviving the crystallized blood hit with no problem?
Well, I'm getting, like, I'm switching debuffs. Like, I get the prey one, and then I get the one from the orb. That's what I'm saying is I have to soak some because
correct, yeah.
She'll kill me. So yeah. I'm saying like I don't always have the debuff because you know we can't control who gets it or not. So I don't know if it's kind of hard to just set up an order for the tanks, like you know, vice versa, to soak the blood thing.
Yeah, if any of the tanks have that debuff, that's who should be soaking it.
So I was just thinking, should I just tell you guys when I need to soak it? And like, it seems to me like we're gonna have to have some DPS soak it if both the tanks have the blood debuff and it's not refreshed with Blade Rush.
I'm not sure how we would survive this.
Well, you have all the targeted, like, great plans, like Smoke Bomb and whatever
Yeah.
Discovery Sound and so on, and you also have a Hand of Sacrifice.
Yeah, we're gonna have to keep...
Yeah, I've even brought in the weird gaming stuff you can probably do with smoke bombing her, so...
Nah, we actually tried it, it didn't work last test.
Paladins might actually be able to soak with Bubble as well.
Alright, so everyone understands what we're doing? You get the red debuff, you move to red. You have Sorka's Prey, you move between red and the boss.
You want to put blue and red a little bit closer together, like 12 yards, 15 maybe. This is like really far right now. And relatively, obviously. Yeah, it's portal to portal. But it's that all ranged and healers are at blue, and if you have red, you run to red. Because the red debuff now only lasts for a minute, so essentially, based off RNG, it might target you again if you have it, but if not, it'll just tick off you and you're fine.
Alright, we're good to go ahead and pull.
If you get targeted by Blood Ritual, if you're the target when she says death, then you run to red. Period. And you run back to blue.
Pulling in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Get to red.
Too slow.
And back to blue.
Rapid fire.
Hopefully rapid fire doesn't kill us.
That's gonna kill us. Blood Ritual.
Get to red. Everyone with the Sorka's Prey get to it too.
So that first Blood Ritual is fucked because everyone has the debuff.
What was the second, actually?
Everyone had it?
Look at the raid group, yeah, like everyone in the raid has it.
It looked like it got out too. So
Did someone not move for the third one?
Someone did not move for the third one.
Okay, that'll explain it then.
Yeah, so if done properly, we'll only have like a couple people with it ever. Based off RNG. I mean, it looks a little better, barring tornadoes and rapid fire killing melee again.
You don't have a tank to come up here?
So the rapid fire person needs to run away from melee or run away from ranged.
How many people are on the boat right now?
You can wait for 5, so...
It wouldn't let anyone else take the hooks.
You have to go to a different hook. Did you check all of them? All 6?
Maybe just the 3
Yeah,
closest
she takes
to me
1
didn't work.
and then you take 5, yeah.
You can't re-click one that's already been clicked on, even though it comes back.
Yeah, we'll do again, me, Krista, Swaggle, Bay, and whoever's taking Sorka.
Okay.
Yeah, the hooks should be animating so that they actually leave and they're not there anymore, but they're not disappearing. Because beta will beta.
Also, every time a tornado gets cast, we need to move the boss so that the melee is not it's not pathing back and forth through the melee. Because it's gonna take that same path every single time.
Yeah, I know. I'm just getting caught in the tornado when it spawns.
Okay, no problem.
I mean, is everyone in your mumble? Is everyone know to move with the red debuff to red?
I believe so.
No, you don't all have to run, Dayami. Her Blade Rush should only give like 4 or 5 people a debuff. She doesn't target every single person. She has a maximum number of jumps. But yes, like it'll hit, 4 people, so...
Basically 25% of the raid will have to run over there.
Yeah, so every time that a red debuff comes out, the targeted person runs to red, and all the people with Blade Rush have to run in front of that person, in the cone.
That actually kind of makes more sense given that it's a minute.
Correct. Now, that's the thing is, the harder debuff now is Blade Rush, because it lasts for 4.
Okay, Coco up and let's pull again.
But that should work. I would almost wonder if Marok can't retarget the same person with the debuff already, but I'm not sure. It targeted me twice in a row, so... Yeah, if Blade Rush hit every single person within an 8-yard radius, it'd be ungameable, but she only jumps to 4 people.
Aeolus, are you good to go? Alright, go ahead, count down.
Pulling in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So you can't tank Sorka in front of Marok. There we go.
I got it twice in a row.
Run, ninja! Don't die. Cloak it.
I did.
Like a bounce. Who ran a tornado? Whoa.
Third time's the charm. Faint.
Don't die, friend.
Faint, please. Shoot that. Please, not a fourth time.
Melee can't be behind me. Melee. Rip. Yeah, that doesn't work. Can't move Sorka like that. Sorka always has to be in the front of the room for this to work.
Yeah, but it just can't happen. I have to clear my debuff. Like, I have to move.
Either that or we just can't be on Sorka.
Yeah.
But tornadoes are also capping the path she teleports, so...
See, that's what I've been saying, Bay, is I have to move there to clear my debuff, and that causes problems.
So, let's start on Merrick, then.
It doesn't solve anything, though. Like, arguably, it doesn't solve anything.
Wasn't the problem we were having, though, that the melee is getting gibbed when the boss is in the wrong position?
Well, that just means that we can't have Sorka in the line of fire with the Blood Ritual when we don't need to take the Blood Ritual for no reason. That just seems like it's a tank swap mechanic, then? Do you have the tank swap when you get the... Ugh.
Maybe, because I've been soaking every single one with the debuff so far.
Are we like 100% positive tank swapping will fix that? Whenever the tank on Sorka gets the debuff, she just swap. Because
seems kind of awkward.
Yeah, it
seems
awkward.
Which debuff are you talking about? Are you talking about the blood calling?
No, I'm talking about Sorka's Prey. When a melee gets selected, I get the debuff, so I have to clear it or the next one will kill me.
Okay.
And so when that happens, I have to bring the boss into the line of Blood Ritual to clear it, and that's causing problems.
That just honestly sounds like if the tank gets Blade Rush, you swap tanks, because then you're automatically on Marok and you'll automatically be able to soak the thing and automatically reset your debuff.
Well, let's give it a try. I mean, it seems kind of awkward, but...
It seems really weird too, because I have to keep moving Sorka for the tornadoes, so there's going to be a really awkward tank swap.
Well, bam.
Well, I was soaking Blood Ritual every time with blood calling, which doesn't seem to be the correct way to do it. So I think tank swapping makes sense.
Alright, let's try it.
Starting on Merrick this time?
Yeah, let's try starting on Merrick. Just for the sake of seeing if that helps. We're tank swapping anyway, but...
Basically starting on Merrick, you want to make sure the blood boat is 3 ranges of a healer and a tank that was on him.
Yeah, I'll call out when I get Sasha's spray debuff and we can swap them.
Yeah. As far as the blood boat, when we actually people go up there, we'll do Glinth go up, Aatrox go up, and Coco go up, and then whoever's tanking at the time go up with air. Alright, count it down.
Pulling in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The first one. Red, red, red.
Got the debuff.
Oh, it's on me again.
What killed everyone there?
That's rapid fire. It's
Rapid
the
fire.
first hit always lands where that person was standing when they were targeted, I think.
Yep, and then you have to draw the bead.
So if we're all stacked, it's going to always hit where we're all standing, so then the whole group has to move.
No, just one person has to move.
Yeah, but if it starts where the person was originally standing, like we think it does, then it's going to hit us anyway if we don't move.
Yeah, it's been 2 attempts in a row now. At least.
Yeah, then everyone does have to move.
Yeah, it's only a shuffle. It's like a 4 or 5 yard shuffle because then that person's gonna go the other way, I'd assume. I would imagine that in the positioning right now, the person targeted would always run to the ropes.
Yeah, have the person run to the ropes, everyone else run back.
I got 3 blood rituals in a row, just like you did last time, Blaze.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's intended or just get fucked.
One was normal, the other one was blocked, and the third one was cauterized.
I still hate this fight.
So, if we want to tank swap with Sasha or Sorka's prey, that would mean I need to tank Sorka away from Raph to make sure the other tank doesn't get the debuff, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. That'll make things a lot easier anyways. I'll start in the east,
Yeah, still start on Merc.
Yeah, I'll start in the back right corner with Sorka. And I'll move progressively towards Mark.
Alright, count it down.
Pulling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Die. Yes. Too slow. Rapid fire.
I've got the debuff.
2 on me again.
Taunting.
We gotta move the boss. We're sitting in this tornado.
Move out past, like, towards red. They're in just a world of tornadoes right now.
Swap.
I just got the debuff.
Rapid fire.
Guy still has a lot of health.
Yeah, he's still got 11 million.
I don't think the tank swap will work.
No, it doesn't seem to.
No, we're
Okay.
we're both getting like both tanks are getting the prey debuff. Like I was in the right corner and I didn't have a single melee with me. I guess I just always get the debuff whenever she blade rushes, because she bounces back to me.
You can't take the 2 million hit though, like what the hell?
And then immediately when I swapped, I got the debuff. I just don't understand.
I wasn't getting hit by any... When I had Soga sprayed and she cast Blade Dash, I didn't get hit by Blade Dash.
She has to hit you though, she's
Yeah, you have to be one of the 4 or 5 people that gets hit.
Correct, it's random.
Oh, I'm
It's
just
random.
wondering why... Oh, okay.
But that's
So
the
just
problem.
lucky
You keep...
then.
Yeah, you're just
exactly. But it's 400% damage on a 200,000 damage hit, so you don't want to be lucky and not get hit for 1 million plus damage all of a sudden and then just die.
I mean, as far as I know, tanks don't get selected for the blade rush debuff, which would mean that melee, if we want to do the tank swap, melee cannot be on Marek at all.
On Marek?
Yeah. That's the only way that the tank swap debuff would work, because if we have the melee on Sorka and she blade rushes, she will never jump on top of Shira. So the tank that has Marek will not have Sorka's prey.
Alright, we'll move back to Sorka then.
The issue is that when you come back from the boat, you have to DPS Marek at some point, so...
I know, but that's just the only way the tank swapping thing will work.
I mean, based on the fury they're gaining, is that based off of their health or how many times they go up to the boat?
No, it's just passive.
Time.
Okay.
Soft enrage.
Never mind then.
Can we get someone to replace the offline person? I've
Do we
got
know anyone?
Omega.
Oh yeah, Omega just logged on. Are you in beta yet, Omega?
Yeah, I'm online. Deanna could invite me.
Yeah, except I don't have
I'll fix it.
the thing you need. Assist. There we go.
Alright, it's out.
So you're using a Raiden strat? What was wrong with 4 Horsemen? You just want more cleave.
No, I don't understand how the 4 Horsemen work, because melee are not going to run back and forth across 50 yards of room. When you have a soft enrage mechanic where you have 8 minutes to beat this entire fight or you die, and we're not even lasting for the first minute, so.
I don't think any strat's gonna work with the current tuning, to be honest, but that's
Well, they just nerfed the poop out of this fight, Omega. They removed 2 abilities. They only have abilities at 30 and 100 Fury anymore. They don't have 25, 50, and 75. They nerfed the shit out of this fight.
What did they remove?
They removed the Scorpion Get Over Here from Sorka, and they removed the Bouncing Axe Blood debuff weird thing from Marok. And they also removed the Pancakes from Admiral Garon, actually, I just remembered.
I'll have to...
3 abilities gone. So, yeah.
They took out the mythic only abilities, basically.
Right, they're gone. Well, the mythic abilities now are just the debuffs.
Yeah, it's just the debuffs. That's all that's different from heroic mythic now.
I'm DPS though, right?
Please say
Unless you want to tank.
Please tell me you're a gladiator.
I am Gladiator at the moment. I want to do some testing when the numbers changes and prove that they're still wrong.
Good boy.
Alright, let me get my food buff real quick and we'll start on Sorka again. Okay, so Omega, if you get the red or if you have Sorka's prey, you run to red. Otherwise, well, you're melee, so otherwise just beat on Sorka.
If you have Sorka's prey when the red is going out, you do it, so you reset your debuff. Okay.
But how do you control the dash?
She just picks randomly targets anymore. She doesn't have a target thing that she... the debuff no longer makes her want to target that person anymore.
Okay.
It's literally random.
Okay, so that fixes that issue then.
It doesn't really fix much, because now you can't game tornadoes.
Alright, everyone's ready, go ahead and count it down.
Pulling in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time to die. Die.
Dashes out, debuffs are out.
Or if you got hit, you're going with
Rapid fire.
Get red to red.
Can't. Got stunned, so.
But you can't get stunned. That's you can't touch the tornadoes.
Yeah, the tornado is literally going all around that blue area, like in a random pattern.
So when she blinks to one person, she then the other people she blinks to, it copies that path onto the tornado. So if you make a giant dick, she's gonna bounce around to a giant dick.
Okay. Well, I didn't move, so
that's how it works. Yeah.
Where do you want rapid fire to go? You didn't specify that one. I just heroic leaped out.
Oh, so rapid fire for melee is just run away from melee. Rapid fire for range is run to the nearest rope. Just run to the rope wall, and melee range has to scoot because the first hit always goes there. No, we weren't starting on Merrick anymore. We're starting on I just don't know how the tank swap mechanic's supposed to work because you have to. Well, looks like you have to swap the tanks, but then you can't put melee on Merrick. Like,
We didn't swap the tanks last Mythic test. We just chained cooldowns for the 400% increased damaged ones.
Well, the thing is, you can't gain. No, for the blade
You don't
rush is
know
the
when
tank
you're
debuff.
gonna get hit by the blade rush. That's
The blade
problem.
rush is the problem, not the blood. The blood debuff, who cares? If the tank randomly gets hit by one of the blade rushes after already having the debuff, they're just dead. Period. Like, they're just squished, and you can't know if it's gonna happen.
Has it happened yet?
Yes, it's happened.
Does it actually target a tank, or is the tank just taking an incidental hit?
I'm taking an incidental hit from melee being near me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was having that problem too last time we tested
Well,
it.
that's not actually true. No, Sorka's giving me the debuff every time she blade rushes when she comes back. It happened when melee weren't near me.
Ugh.
That wasn't happening last time we tested it, but I was moving away from her as she came back. Have you tried that at all?
Like when she blinks away, move from where you were, so when she blinks back, she doesn't blink on top of your face?
Yes.
And that also
Maybe
makes
that-
it from the tornado too, so.
Yep.
Wouldn't she then already put her debuffs up?
No, her debuff doesn't hit you until she actually shadow dances on each target.
When you get hit with the killing sprees, when you hit the debuff.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
try moving when she bounces off, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because I noticed if I didn't move, I got the debuff last time. As I was also getting hit by tornadoes a lot, so I was like, fuck this, I'm moving as soon as she leaves.
It kind of feels like you should move 5 to 8
Yeah, that's
yards every
actually a
time
good
she
point,
blinks
'cause
away.
sometimes a tornado will spawn on top of me.
Exactly,
Right.
that's why I started it, and I noticed it helped with the other shit.
Okay, so we're not tank swapping this time?
No. DPS on Sorka.
Let's just see if moving works, because Omega's so smart and stuff.
Alright, count it down.
Rolling in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They fixed bear tanking?
Get to red, get to red.
They got 70% more armor.
Get to red.
She
I
dashed.
still get trucked, but
Debuff?
Yep,
Yeah,
I
you
got
still
it.
have the debuff.
So they changed it. That's what they wanted to force a tank swap.
Whoops, that was my fault.
Yeah,
It's
she
like a-
followed me, so with her rebound thing.
Try again, Best.
I'm trying. Yes, she followed me.
But then she hits you with the damage. You already had. Did you reset your debuff somehow? You didn't get face raped.
It's hard to tell because so much stuff is going on in the logs.
Well, I mean, you would have died if you had the 400% debuff and shit you with it again.
See, that's just, it doesn't make any sense because I still got the debuff. Like, that means I'm getting hit, right?
Maybe you avoided the second hit, not the first. You got the debuff from the first, and then you managed to successfully dodge the second, so you didn't get one shot.
Maybe.
So it's about timing or something.
Maybe I need
Could be
to,
about
like...
timing.
Yeah, maybe it...
Well, the only problem I see with that is that on the third one, I think, she targeted somebody, but it only hit one person because they were out from rapid fire or something, and she just teleported back immediately with no reaction time, like she was there and then back in the second.
No, correct. That still happens because if she shadow dances or whatever, if she killing sprees to one person and then no one within 8 yards, she doesn't killing spree. She just bounces back to the tank.
Right.
That's why it was gameable before with the focus target debuff. You just put on one person, she bounces back and forth to that one person over and over and over and over again.
Right, but what I mean is that if there's no time for the tank to move, even if it does work, then the tank's gonna get the debuff now.
That was the problem we were testing before, Dayani, is that the rapid fire target doesn't happen until she shoots you in the face, which I feel is like a dumb mechanic because Gnar should target you and then shoot you in the face, which
Well, you
she
should
doesn't.
still get a Blizzard emote when she targets you.
I got the emote, and then 2 seconds later it put the arrow up. I was already moving at the time, but I watched it really carefully, and the very first hit of rapid fire went to where I was when I got the raid emote, not to where I was when I got the arrow on my head.
So did they finally give it a debuff? Because I complained so much about it not having a debuff.
There's on
I don't
rapid
know
fire?
if they give it a debuff.
Yes.
I don't
Rapid
know if
fire
debuff
had
on
no
me.
debuff before.
It doesn't anymore. It's just, or it doesn't stop.
It's just the arrow on your head.
Yeah, it's really awkward to see.
So there's still no debuff?
Nope.
No Hunter's Mark debuff, nothing that shows you. It's just she'll focus target that person, but it's only after she shoots you in the face will her focus target say the person's name pop up.
Right.
We could do what Bear's saying and do like a shaman tank thing.
The what now?
Little shaman tank.
You remember Dark Shamans?
Yeah.
2 tanks on Sorka, so when one of them gets debuff, you run out. Soak it.
Huh.
I mean, 3 tanks are not
It's actually
unheard
not
of.
a bad idea.
They have said that you're supposed to 3 tank certain fights in this tier.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Bear.
Yeah. You can throw like a gladiator or whatever on it if that's possible as well.
Omega.
Maybe. I think it might be just 3 tanks. I don't think just having a gladiator warrior going back and
Yeah,
forth.
she hits me really hard. I don't know if that's a great idea.
She white swings for like 20% of his health, so.
Alright, Omega, go tank, I guess, and let's see if that works.
So what am I tanking or doing?
I'm actually being told Dark Shamaning this right now, but people are testing it. They Dark Shamaned it. But that's also, so Dark Shamaning it, not for Horsemaning it, just to be clear.
Well, I've been told by Stock and Kill that 4 Horsemen's working.
I just don't, that would be great if you stacked ranged. I just really don't understand the benefits of having all your melee run back and forth across the room. Avoiding tornadoes and crap.
Living at this point.
Less melee.
Well, no, this
is not the comp I would
No,
bring to this fight with.
Yeah,
the,
this fight eats whale penis for melee right now. It's stupid.
But yeah, me and Mega will be on Sorka.
Alright, we're gonna try that, and if that still doesn't help, we'll Dark Shaman or 4 Horsemen.
Mega, do you want to take her first?
You go ahead and take her first, because you can use the positioning and all the bullshit I just taught when you get the debuff.
Also, just maybe I'm just scared about the Dark Shamaning, because what if she blade dashes to the ranged? That tornado's gonna be a giant path.
It already is. That's already happening.
No, the tornadoes we have right now are like little chunky, like a quarter of this little room.
I mean, yeah, that's true, but it's also like going to the only place we're standing, so it's like if we're all in the concentrated area filled with the tornadoes, it's still kind of shitty.
I mean, the Dark Shamaning strat I've been told is that you tank one in a corner, like one of the 90-degree corners, and the other in the opposite corner of the room.
Right, but then, I mean, there's nothing preventing you from moving to other corners once it gets too filled up with tornadoes.
No, but the tornadoes will be across the entire middle of the room, back and forth between sides. They won't be in a smaller square in the square. That's my thing.
Alright,
Is the idea if we're that far apart, she can't actually target the people on the other side of the room?
Oh yeah, that is true. That is actually the whole point of that. So the tornadoes will all be on the group that she's like right on top of, because the other ones will be out of range for it.
It's a weird thing too. I don't know how you'd push the bosses, because if you have... Because basically what it sounds like is that you put Merrick with like 2 healers and a tank in one corner by themselves, and all the DPS, other healers, and melee on Sorka in one corner of the room.
I think
and
you split DPS. I mean, you gotta kill all the bosses anyway.
Yeah, you could split DPS, I suppose, but I mean, you
sort of... do kind of need them alive to clear the debuffs anyway. If we just kill Sorka, then what happens with the blood for the rest of the fight?
Well, no,
you can't kill a single one alone.
Yeah, you can't. They don't have Romeo and Juliet, but once one hits 20%, the other ones they all get. It's a.
They all go
rage.
soft and rage.
Right.
Yeah, we have to burn them pretty equally then. like when we're using an actual working strat, so that makes kind of more sense towards 4 Horsemen.
Because you only DPS Garen whenever one's gone, basically. I don't know. I mean, so you could choose beta. You want to pull Marok back to where we walk in the room with all the ranged and 3 healers.
Yep, let's do that.
We'll
split the healers 2 and 2.
And put Sorka over here in the other opposite corner with all the melee and 1 tank.
Yep, let me go ahead and split the tanks up.
We have to be in the corners though, like because the room is 50 yards.
So I'm still 3rd tank, or are you only the 2 tanks?
No, we're going to 2 tanks.
Which corner are you talking about, Bay?
The corner where we walk in the room where the bubble
Vespin,
monkey
you'll
is.
take the corner by the ramp. Shira, you'll take the corner that's diagonally across from it. So kind of where Sorka's standing right now. And then we'll have Group 1 start with in the corner with Sorka, and Group 3 will start in the corner where we walked in. For Group 2, here, I'll just march down, that'll be a lot easier.
When you say Group 3, do you mean melee and range in Group 3?
Yeah. Okay. So we're changing the strategy.
Just changing strats. It's beta. Trying to see what works. We've already tested. This is our 4th strat change, so.
Yeah. I mean, once we find something that's actually working consistently, we'll just rapid fire pull.
How much time do we have left when testing ends?
Possibly
About 40
until
minutes.
8. Yeah, possibly until 8. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so Group 1 is going to be on blue, Group 3 is going to be on red, Glinth blue, Diane red, Aatrox blue, Coco red, Phil, you can go to blue, and then for the healers, Brisson Air on red, Swaggle and Silly on blue, and Slight you'll go to... Where did I put you, Phil?
I thought you said red.
Alright. Slight, you'll go to blue.
Come hold my hand, Slight, please.
I'm just gonna clone all 3 of them with this strat, so I'm doing equal damage to all of them. But yeah,
That's a good idea. Also, you're an asshole.
And again, guys, once you get hit with the buff, you switch sides.
Yup.
Everyone understand? All right, go ahead and count down.
Blech.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, there are people in the middle over there aren't supposed to be. Can't be there.
Rapid fire.
Get out whoever has it. Alright, we're all gonna get hit with the blood here. Swap side. What's going on with Sorka?
Sorka pulled to the middle.
Yeah, that first blood got totally fucked because there was somebody standing in the middle where they shouldn't be. Did not see who it was, but definitely somebody there.
Well, my question is now for the red group: if Marok targets you across the room,
it doesn't. That went across the room because there was somebody standing like dead center of the room.
No, she can. Well, I guess yeah. Okay, so okay, good.
Yeah, if everyone's standing where they're supposed to be, that should never happen. It should just be on the group that's on Marok, and then that person will just run behind the group will soak it, and then they will switch sides.
Well, no, if gamed properly, because Marok's on blue, if it targets someone on Marok's side, you can point it into the wall and it will AoE no one. That's the point. Like, it'll AoE no one. You have to intercept it as the tank because you don't want to have the person soaking intercept the giant hit. But yeah,
that would work for the first one, yeah. But after that, the people with prey are going to be coming over, so they're going to need to get it cleared. So you won't want to dump it into the wall.
Right. So I mean, it doesn't matter. You just want to dump it into your group.
Right. Dump it into the group and switch sides. And like once Blade Rush goes out, I'm pretty sure that whole group should just switch sides.
Well, Blade Rush only hits 4 people, remember? Whereas Blood hits the entire cone.
Right, but I'm trying to decide if the whole group should go or just the people who get hit with Blade Rush. I guess just have the people who get hit with Blade Rush go, whereas everyone on the blood side will trickle over.
Is it about 70 yards, Deone? Because the room is 50 squared, so...
Yeah, there's the Pythagorean theorem.
Yay! I don't know math! I'm just a show host, I have no idea what I'm talking about. He just pulled out some Geometry 2 on my ass.
That's Geometry 1.
Hey, go with that, Deb!
I'm 45 yards from Shiro right now, using the radar.
I think being in each corner first is a good thing too for also tornado management. Because eventually the tornado group's gonna have to move around tornadoes more, and you want to make sure you don't come inside range of the other group.
Alright, go ahead and pull it up.
I guess it randomizes the first group that goes up, though.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Stack up.
Someone pull dagger on me.
What? Why, Warlock friend, did you do that? What?
I haven't fired it.
There's like
It's already dunked again.
A tornado just fucking up that one group, like...
What we're gonna have to do though is after each tornado, like, kind of move clockwise. Both groups are gonna have to move clockwise.
Maybe 2 tornadoes.
Look at those tornadoes waltzing around Blue, like...
Well, you don't need to go like the whole... I'm not saying go all the way to the other corner. I'm saying start moving clockwise, like take a step, say.
Yeah, flip the bosses around, I think, too, because you need to get them in position soon, and they're taking a long time to get there, because you've still got... Like, I'm on Merrick's side on Blue, and we got tornadoes.
Well, no, that's because someone ripped the boss off me when I was trying to
right.
grab her.
But if you're on red or blue side, get in the copy. Like, get in the... Make a small square in your mind of a 10-yard square and get in it. Don't be way out in the middle of nowhere. We had a Warlock on blue side that was standing way out in the wood for no reason.
Omega, I only have one ranged ability and it has 6 seconds. I had to run towards the boss. And someone yanked it.
Fairy Fire, yo! No cooldown, don't give me that!
Really?
No, it's got a 6-second cooldown. Oh, no, in bear form it doesn't. No, I don't know. I thrashed and everything and the boss ran. Like, I was in melee range.
Should be able to spam a few fairy fires, maybe.
I mean, yeah, but it only hits for 6k, and it doesn't have increased threat anymore.
This would just be a misdirect pull on Merrick into the side.
Yeah, fairy fire doesn't have increased threat anymore.
Still, a 6k is more than a red paladin has for, so...
It should be fine, because as long as you get like 3 within the taunt double threat, you should be good.
So wait, what are we changing? Am I tanking Merrick at X now?
No. Don't change anything, just make sure that the tanks have aggro.
Okay. I'll be more careful with Cake Smash. They did buff it this build.
Is that why Sorka ran you? Because you kick smashed her?
Probably. Well, I wasn't targeting her, but yeah, the cleave.
Testing's over, last pull.
Alright, count it down.
Pulling in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Get them all the way to blue. Alright, switch sides if you got hit. Switch sides if you got hit. Blue needs to start moving clockwise.
counter, since Sork has the moving counter. Comes the port.
That actually seemed like it worked a lot better though when it was working right.
God, that's gonna be so fucking weird with all the extra abilities.
They can't let it stay like that. Like, it's gonna put so many specs of the game in a complete bullshit situation.
Hope you guys have your ults ready to go.
Melee?
Everybody that's a melee, bring a hunter.
My
I
mage
can
will
go
be ready to
elemental
go.
slide. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I
I
can go
can
elemental
crack Jade Lightning.
Hell yeah!
I mean, they made all of the gear mostly multi-specs, so I mean, melee you can go range, it's gonna be awesome, I guess.
So that's a point of contention where I will actually argue against. I do not believe Blizzard will ever make the game balanced that you have to play multiple specs of your class.
Yo, bring the
That's
player,
not
not
true.
the class, dude.
Yeah, that's. I doubt they would ever force you to be like, well, if you play Enhancement Shaman, also play Elemental. That's not a thing.
Well, I mean, nothing they're doing makes sense for that fight because melee fucking blow.
Also, what if you're like a monk or a paladin and you only have a